Hi guys, today I'll be showing you the new upgrades to the test keyboard. Let's get started. However, before we delve into the details, a special shout out goes to a viewer by the name of Fuzzy9 for one of their prompts that I answered in my 5000 sub Q&A video. Now, the prompt basically says to show the keyboard I use for testing, which I did vaguely answer, but I couldn't really get into the details then, since it would have taken up a lot of time. But that changes today. I'm gonna break down all the keyboard parts I use and all of the upgrades as well. So to start off, the cable. This is actually the cable from the GK61 and is the only keyboard part I've never upgraded, and I honestly don't see why. Next up is the case. It's purple and is made of aluminium. Inside the case is an insert for additional weight or perhaps a battery, but as you can see I've installed some neoprene foam instead. Now, the plate is also made of aluminium, but I am open to experimentation on this, so this is subject to change, but I'll keep using this for the meantime. Now, PCB wise, I'm using the MelGeek MJ61. It's a universal 60% PCB, it's QMK compatible and has south-facing LEDs, which the GK61 doesn't have. Moving on to the back of the PCB is tape, specifically duct tape. Now, this isn't for sound purposes, but rather to prevent any shorting, which used to happen more, but doesn't anymore. Now, all the parts you've seen have been parts I've been using up to this point and will continue to do so in the future, unless I upgrade again. So, what are the new parts? Well, these TX AP stabs lubed with Krytox 205 grade 2 is one of the two upgrades. In the past, I used these screw-in stabs by GMK lubed with silicone grease, but these are well past their prime now and I've received a fair number of complaints with these, hence the stabilizer upgrade. Now, the second thing being upgraded are the keycaps, which I initially didn't want to do since I still quite like this, the current one. However, you probably noticed I've used a transparent spacebar for the last two reviews, and that's because the current spacebar has a small hairline crack on both sides. Now, I know it's a bit hard to see, but you'll just have to take my word for it when I say that the spacebar is no longer stable on the keyboard. Also, as a side note, the rest of the keycaps have loosened up with constantly being removed and installed for the last 4.5 years. So yes, even keycaps have a limited lifetime. So for the new keycaps, I've chosen this, the PBTfans white on black, and I'll tell you why. Well, number one, aesthetics. As much as I like the Dolce colorway, it doesn't 100% suit the purple case in my opinion. I'd much prefer the black on purple look. Number two requires a bit of context. Now, if you haven't seen my Q&A video, I mentioned that I really love MT3, DSS and CXA keycap profiles, so why did I not choose any of those? Well, it comes down to price. Cherry profile keycaps from PBTfans are cheaper options, plus this keycap set will go through the same constant removal and installation as my previous set, so there was no point in splurging for a much fancier set. Also, as a bit of a side note, you can buy these with icon mods, which I didn't know at the time, but if I knew, I definitely would have gone for those, perhaps in the next upgrade. And that's it for this one. If you still have any questions, comment below and I'll try to get back to you. Otherwise, take care and goodbye.